In her time at Gonzaga, Courtney Valndersloot rose to prominence as one of the top floor generals and facilitators in all of college basketball. At this time, we direct your attention to the video board as we hear some words from Coach Lisa Fortier to highlight some of the great moments in Courtney's fantastic GU career. Courtney was nothing short of a legend during her time as a Zag. She was the first of only 2 players in NCAA history to eclipse 2,000 points and 1,000 assists in a career. Courtney dished out 367 of those in the 2010-2011 season, making her the NCAA single-season assist record holder. Courtney was rewarded for outstanding play, being named WCC Player of the Year and WCC Tournament MVP in her final 3 seasons with the Zags. Sloot was selected 3rd overall in the 2011 WNBA draft by the Chicago Sky and went on to be named to the WNBA All-Rookie team that season. She has continued to rack up accolades, earning 4 WNBA All-Star nods and being named to the All-WNBA team 5 total times. A decade after being drafted, Courtney made it to the mountaintop, winning the 2021 WNBA Championship with the Chicago Sky. We are so proud to have Courtney back in the kennel to recognize her for everything that she has done for Gonzaga basketball. At this time, we turn it over to Coach Lisa Fortier as she shares some words about Courtney Valndersloot and her legacy at Gonzaga.
Hello? Thank you so much for everybody who showed up for our team and for Courtney today. Let's give a big round of applause for those of you who've been here since Courtney was playing for us. I wrote some notes because I'm kind of long-winded and I'm going to keep it brief, so let Courtney talk. But people receive praise for a lot of things these days. And it's sometimes people just throw it out a little bit casually now and then. Courtney deserves every bit of praise that comes her way. She's done things that no player has ever done before. Courtney achieved all that she has through hard work and dedication and just putting the time in, and always did it humbly and with a lot of humility. There's just one quick story is people would come into our practices and Coach Graves would always go over to the commentators and say, if they didn't know our team real well, which one is Vandersloot? And Kelly would say, tell me, look around. And Court didn't always pass the eye test. She wasn't the tallest, she wasn't necessarily the strongest, but once they saw her throw a pass or the way she had a presence on the floor, they could tell right away which one she was. Courtney is every single thing that a Zag should be. Everything that she does, the way that she carries herself on the court, the way that she carries herself off the court, the things that she stands for and stands up for are things that we hope to inspire our players to do, our fans to do, and certainly something that I've been inspired to follow in her footsteps of. It was an honor to coach you, Court. It was an honor to coach you, Courtney. I feel like I grew up as a coach, coaching you, and you always made me want to be the best coach that I could be, so thank you for that. Let's say no one is more deserving of having their number up on this wall, so let's give it up for Courtney Valndersloot.
Please direct your attention to the area behind section 107 as we unveil the newest number recognized here at GU, Courtney Valndersloot's number 21. For Courtney Valndersloot as she joins the other GU greats honored in the McCarthy Athletic Center.
Wow. I love you too. Wow. I like to think that you guys are all here for me today, but the truth is, I know that you guys have been showing up here well before I was here, and you continued well after I was gone, and that's what makes this place so special. And I want you all to know that because, recently, the women's game is really starting to grow. People are starting to catch on, right? But when I played here forever ago, it wasn't always like that, but it was here. And that's what made it so special. And I want every single person in here to know that when you put on that Gonzaga jersey, and these ladies over here can attest to this, that there's no other place like it than this in here, and that's because of you guys. I just want to take a moment, of course, to thank a bunch of people, and I'll probably miss a few, but just know that I'm so grateful for so many people that were involved in my journey, starting with my teammates, who a lot of them are here today, which I'm so excited, so blessed that they came here to show their support. I really do mean this from the bottom of my heart. My jersey is not up there without them. You guys pushed me every single day to be better and elevated me to be the player I am today. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I really love you guys so much. Thank you. To the coaches, obviously Coach Graves, Jody, J-Mo, when you guys you saw something in me that no one else did, and you believed in me from the beginning, and I'm not here without you, so thank you guys. Lisa. Lisa, I just want to say thank you. I'm not going to do it, don't worry. I spent a lot of time in Lisa's office because she knew when to push me as a basketball player. I'm talking about her like she's not right there, but you knew exactly what I needed in the time, when I needed to be pushed, when I needed somebody to talk to. Allie! She's crying, you guys, and I can't handle this. And Lisa, I miss those times. I just want you to know I'm so proud of what you've taken this program, and you're always going to be my Coach of the Year. To the others, Mike Roth, I told him just a little bit ago, he got this ball rolling. Of course, Chris, thank you so much. Josh Cox, you have been, he's my best friend the last couple of days, so thank you for that. Thank you for everybody that was involved with this. I truly, truly feel that this place is so special, and it's because of the people that are involved here. And a lot of them are still here from when I was here, so that's how special it is. They don't want to go anywhere else. So for all those people, thank you so much. All right, now I got this great people sitting right over there, all in my jersey. I got a nice group up there. These are my family, and you know how it is when you have a support system like I do, you're destined to do great things. And, I appreciate every single one of you. My mom and dad and sister have been my rocks. They were here right around this region every single game. Every game I was here, they were here supporting me. I'm sure a lot of you guys have gotten to know them, and they're the reason I'm standing here today. So thank you guys so much. All right, with all that being said, I know we have a really important game to play. That's the real show. So thank you again. I love you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 21, Courtney Valndersloot.
Welcome to Spokane, Washington. It is a special day here as the 12-1 Zags host the 12-1 Portland Pilots. It's a showdown for first place in the WCC standings, and it's a sold-out crowd inside the McCarthy Athletic Center. Can't wait to get this one started between the top two teams in the WCC. And there you see it, 23rd ranked Gonzaga and Portland sit in the top at 12-1. These two teams met a few weeks ago in the Rose City, and Gonzaga in Portland able to knock off the Pilots by a score of 73.
Scoring in double figures and 4 double-doubles on the year. She is super athletic, very efficient around the rim, and really can run the floor. Gonzaga is going to need a solid performance from her and to get this first place showdown down.
Oh, it's an electric atmosphere here in McCarthy Athletic Center. A legend back in the house. First place on the line. We got lineups and tip-off coming up next. Welcome to Spokane, Washington. It is a special day here as the 12-1 Zags host the 12-1 Portland Pilots. It's a showdown for first place in the WCC standings, and it's a sold-out crowd inside the McCarthy Athletic Center. Can't wait to get this one started between the top two teams in the WCC. And there you see it, 23rd-ranked Gonzaga and Portland sit in the top at 12-1. These two teams met a few weeks ago in the Rose City, and Gonzaga in Portland able to knock off the Pilots by a score of 73-66. Hi everyone, so glad to be here alongside Jennifer Mountain. I'm Elise Woodward, former WCC Gonzaga stud and coach with the Zags as well. And it's an electric atmosphere in here. Can't wait to get this game rolling. So much to talk about, so much on the line as well.
Like you said, I mean, we have Courtney Valndersloot back for the first time. It's breast cancer awareness. And more importantly, you got two teams that are playing at a really high level, playing for first place going into that tournament. A huge, huge game for both squads. But I'll tell you, everybody in this building right now is waiting to see Courtney Valndersloot.
Yeah, her number will be recognized. She's going to be honored. It will be special. For the Nike Key matchup today, two of the leading candidates for the WCC Player of the Year, Alex Fowler and Yvonne Ejim. These two are special.
They really are. I mean, Alex Fowler is Portland's all-time leading scorer in rebounding in the history. Player of the Year candidate, like you said, she's averaging 20 points a contest. She's so versatile, scores at all levels, a tough matchup. All WCC first team, 4 times Player of the Week this season. She does it all, and on both ends of the floor. They really need her to really have a good game, both offensively and defensively, to pull off this victory on the road. And Ejim, reigning 6th Woman of the Year in the conference. She has transitioned beautifully into the starting role for the Zags, leads this team in scoring and rebounding, 13 straight games of scoring in double figures and 4 double-doubles on the year. She is super athletic, very efficient around the rim, and really can run the floor. Gonzaga is going to need a solid performance from her and to get this first place showdown down.
Oh, it's an electric atmosphere here in McCarthy Athletic.
That our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
In a guard for the Pilots, the 5'7" sophomore from Detroit, Oregon, number 1, McKayla Williams. In a guard for Portland, 6' sophomore from Auckland, New Zealand, number 5, and a forward for the Pilots, 6' junior from Townsville, Australia, number 12,
WCC Basketball is brought to you by University Credit Union. WCC Basketball is brought to you by University Credit Union, who invites you to experience the credit union difference. To learn more about the benefits of banking with a cooperative, visit ucu.org today. Federally insured by NCUA. And by Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
Beautiful shot just outside the McCarthy Athletic Center here in Spokane, Washington. A sold-out crowd here on Breast Cancer Awareness Day, and the day that a legend, Courtney Valndersloot, is being honored. Here are your Cal Hope starting lineups. Mikkel Meek, Emmy Shearer, Maisie Burnham, Alex Fowler, the WCC leading scorer, and Lucy Cochran back in the lineup, the 6'6" shot blocker who has missed some time with a foot injury for the Portland Pilots. For the Zags, Kaylynne Truong at the point guard spot, joined by the leading three-point shooter in the nation, Brenna Maxwell, McKayla Williams, Esther Little, and Yvonne Ejim, averaging nearly a double-double for the Zags. And our Nike keys to the game, Jennifer Mountain. This is a game we expect to be a good one. What's going to be the difference?
Well, if you're Portland, really important to contain Ejim, keep her out of that high post versus your zone, guard the three-point line. You have to know where Maxwell is, defend the on-ball screen, and rebounding. And for Gonzaga, they want to make sure that they maintain their defensive focus, no easy looks, play with confidence, share the basketball, and again, rebounding will be a huge key.
When these two teams met earlier this year, it was the Zags winning 73-66. A legend was in the house before the game. Brought tears to your eyes, the former, her final game here, 29 points, 17 assists to beat UCLA and advance to the Sweet 16. She was the Nancy Lieberman top point guard in the nation, representing Gonzaga. And oh, by the way, nearly tripled the attendance inside the McCarthy Center from her freshman to senior season. Everybody wanted to watch her, and she has done spectacular things in the WNBA. Four-time All-Star, 2021 WNBA champ of the Chicago Sky. But we got first place on the line. Gonzaga wearing the all-whites with the pink trim in honor of breast cancer awareness. And the visiting Portland Pilots in the black with the purple trim. In the lane, up, no good.
Well, right off the
Cochran.
Right off the bat, we talked about rebounding, and Maisie Burnham does a great job of crashing the glass. Portland with 2 offensive boards to start this possession.
Going by Fowler, now getting into Burnham. Her 3-ball, no good. Tracked down by Meek, last tipped off of her, and it will be Gonzaga basketball. Michael Meek, in his 4th season as the head coach of the Portland Pilots, won the WCC Tournament Championship his first season in Portland back in 2020.
Yeah, he's just done a terrific job with this program. Continues, the culture's changed, recruiting at a high level, and Gonzaga with a quick turnover.
Portland leads the WCC in steals. Alex Fowler, the best one, taking the first steal of the game, and Portland has it. Kicking out, 3-ball from Shearer, no good. For the Zags, the head coach, Lisa Fortier, in her 9th year, 17-1 all-time versus Portland, and you see that winning percentage, nearly 80%. Already has won 6 WCC regular season championships in her time at Gonzaga.
You're going to see Portland mix it up defensively. They'll be in zone, they'll be in man, a lot of matchup stuff, a lot of trapping, looking to cause turnovers against this Zag team.
There's Brenna Maxwell, 5 on the shot clock. She's going to have to let it fly. Ejim, hand in her face, that one long. But the offensive rebound, and kicked out to Maxwell. Off iron and another O-board.
Both teams doing a great job on the offensive glass.
Truong off the back iron, another O-rebound, and Ejim makes the Portland Pilots pay.
Well, if you're going to give Ejim looks at the rim like that off an offensive board, Portland's going to have a long night. She is just so efficient.
2 rebounds on that possession.
And you see Fowler really battling for possession or position down low. Nice little take by Meek to the hole there, a little floater.
Oh, and now on the run, it's Williams out in front of everyone. Can't hit the bunny.
Well, Portland really fortunate there. And Alex Fowler turns it over Gonzaga really does a great job of pushing pace. Got to get back in transition D.
Maxwell got a hand on it. The deflection led to the turnover. Ejim underneath left hand. That is too easy.
Well, a great entry pass. And again, all she's got to do is catch and go to the rim. And if you're Portland, you just cannot give Ejim that deep position down low.
Ejim already 4 points, 2 boards. Here's Fowler. Kicks it to Meek, and she was stepping on the sideline right in front of the Gonzaga bench.
When you take a look, great entry pass right to the baseline side. All she's got to do is go up, catch with her left hand, easy finish.
She has improved dramatically, and she was a good player last year, the WCC 6th Player of the Year. She is a MVP candidate in this conference, no question.
Yeah, I mean, we have 2 candidates on the floor tonight, and you know, both players have just done a terrific job. Category-wise, the stats, I mean, it's unbelievable what they've done.
So those just turning in, it is Gonzaga wearing those home whites with the pink trim, and Portland in those road blacks. Truong, pump fake, defender flies, and she cashes in the 3-ball.
Well, she got Shearer up with that great pump fake and then knocks down the 3. She has really improved her offensive flow this year with her sister being out, just doing a great job for the Zag team.
Ejim deflects it and now takes it away, 2-on-1. She'll take it herself. Short, Maxwell had her hands on it, but instead it's Cochran to clear the rebound.
Yeah, I thought she was going to give that up for an easy 2, but takes a little mid-range jumper.
And she is a post player out there leading the break.
Yeah.
Not a lot of opportunities, not a lot of reps at that. And 3 straight Portland turnovers. The Zags defense coming to play.
Well, both teams like to put a lot of pressure and, you know, quick turnovers. In a minute and a half, they got three steals going the other way, and live ball turnovers could be a huge factor down the road here.
Burnham working on Maxwell, flips it up, too short.
It's not a bad take. Nice job getting herself to the mid-range game. You know, transfer from Eastern Washington, you know, coming home this weekend from Spangle, Washington. Just does a great job for this Pilot squad.
Spangle, Washington. How far away is that? It's close.
It's not that far.
Maxwell's 3 rims out, the nation's leader at 52% from deep. Meek looking for the WCC leading scorer, Fowler. She gives it to Cochran, and that might have been blocked from behind. It is short either way.
Well, that's one I think Cochran would like to have back. Fowler and Cochran doing a nice job of just passing between the 2 of them. Fowler so many times gets a double team, triple team. Nice feed.
Kaylynne Truong, outstanding season, averaging over 16 points per game. There's Ejim. Down low, left hand won't go. Tipped off a Pilot, I believe. And they will say Portland basketball. Might have been a break. The crowd doesn't like it.
Here's that, you know, 2-man game, little pass. Nice block by Maxwell there, coming from behind. And just great team defense right there. Portland right now in a little bit of a scoring drought. Haven't scored in over 2.5 minutes.
Starting here on the road, 1-7 from the floor with 3 turnovers. And it's hard to come in and play in this place.
You're
certainly is
absolutely
loud
right.
and energized.
You're absolutely right.
Kaituu onto the floor for Portland, and she's the playmaker, gets it to Fowler for her first bucket.
Well, Kaitu's done a great job in the last couple weeks of making things happen. Right there again, bringing the defense to the perimeter, opening it up for Fowler down low.
No Haley Andrews for the Portland Pilots. She was fantastic in their first meeting, had 27 points, but fifth-year senior going down with a knee injury and won't be able to play the rest of this season. Just a terrible blow for her and for the Pilots. 2 on the shot clock, and it will be a violation. Onto the floor, Destiny Burton couldn't get that shot off, so it will be Portland ball. They trail by 3. The first 5 minutes, always about getting that adrenaline out, and it's one with first place on the line here in Spokane.
Now we would like to take a moment to recognize the rest of our Zags that have fought or are fighting the courageous battle against breast cancer. If you or a close friend or loved one has been impacted by breast cancer, please stand and allow Zag Nation to honor and uplift you in this fight.
Back here in Spokane, first place on the line between the 12-1 Gonzaga Bulldogs and the 12-1 Portland Pilots. That is in terms of conference action, and what a moment. It is Pink Day, and some special survivors in the house.
Well, really nice. You have really near and dear people to the coaching staff here at half court. Stacy's mom, team doctor, and just, all breast cancer survivors. Done a lot for this community, and just a great tribute to everybody in the building that has been affected.
If the crowd wasn't already extremely emotional with the recognition of Courtney Valndersloot pregame, I don't know if there's a lot of dry eyes after that, as everybody here, if they're not wearing pink, they're wearing a Courtney Valndersloot jersey.
It is all salute and pink tears around here. Great take to the rim by Fowler, great high post drive.
She's so versatile. She can hit the three, and inside the lane, she's just about unstoppable. 60% field goal percentage shooting for Fowler.
The thing about her is she doesn't force the issue. She lets the game come to her. And like you mentioned, she has expanded her game to the three-point line. A couple times has hit 4 in a game, and that's a big-time matchup problem.
Maxwell gets the pick from Little. 5 on the shot clock. Jumper is short from Callie Stokes.
And Portland doing a nice job of putting the pressure on late in the shot clock, a couple times down for the Zags.
So Gonzaga led by 5, and Portland has whittled that back.
Another great take to the rim by Kaitu, just didn't finish there for Portland. Both teams really kind of having a little bit of scoring trouble, scoring droughts back and forth. Gonzaga 0 of their last 4 from the field and haven't scored in almost 4 minutes.
Portland's defense is an interesting one where they give you so many different looks. And so what a play may work one possession, and it's not going to work the next because they're going to change up how they cover you.
Yes, I mean, it is constant pressure. They're trying to take you out of what you normally do. And there's no time to really kind of breathe on offense. You've got to make a quick decision, otherwise the ball's going the other way. Right here, they're in their little 1-3-1 matchup.
Stokes had an opening. Instead, she'll kick it to Truong. Feet set off the back rim.
Yeah, that's a great look for Truong right there. Team, just not knocking down a shot.
Truong, an excellent three-point shooter, 40% on the season. And she's already hit one today, her 70th this year. Pulled away from the ball. Maxwell trying to come get it.
Yeah, that was the easy call for the officials right there. She kind of wrapped her up.
Our officials here today, Charles Gonzalez, Sean Martin, and Daniel Johnson. Truong gets it in. This is Stokes, jumper short. And Cochran able to snag the rebound.
Well, you mentioned Cochran back in the lineup, was out with a foot injury. Has only been back for a few weeks, really trying to get her feet wet, but led the nation in block shots last year, is still the leading shot blocker in the conference with missing a month. So that tells you what type of rim protection she has.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You miss a month and you still have more blocks than anybody else.
Exactly.
And she did not play in that first matchup in Portland between these two teams. Tipped away by Ejim. Great defense by the Zags, forcing the turnover.
Well, right now we got a defensive juggernaut going back and forth. Both teams really struggling versus the pressure to get into a flow offensively.
Burton providing some minutes. And McKayla Williams back on the floor for the Zags. Truong, the leading assist maker in the WCC, over 5 per game. There's Williams on the move. Stokes looking for Ejim. Defended by Frawley. And that might be an offensive foul as it is. Ejim lowering that shoulder.
And that's a big one. That's 2 fouls right there. Frawley just doing a great job of bodying her up, holding her ground, takes it to the chest, and going the other way. And that's a big one. I mean, you got almost 2 minutes left in the first quarter. You know, if you're Coach Fortier, you're going to have to sit her for a little while.
She averages over 16 points per game, 8 rebounds, the key to everything Gonzaga does offensively, but she's going to have to sit. Meek, coach's daughter, handling the ball.
Yeah, she's done a really nice job with Andrews being hurt. And now MJ Bruno with the miss at the rim. Hometown kid.
Incredible. Her mom played for Gonzaga, wore number 21, which was put in the rafters by Vandersloot. She said, my mom says it's her special night. But Bruno excited to be a part of this matchup. Cochran taking the lob and finishing in the lane.
Well, a terrific pass by Bruno right there, right over the top, giving Cochran just a catch and finish.
Bruno coming back home to Spokane, where she was raised, played her high school ball, and providing some energy already.
Well, it's a fun story. I mean, she played post in high school and really has had to transform her game into more of a perimeter player, shooting the 3, has gone through some injuries, but and I mean, if you watch her tenacity on defense, she plays really hard and just, she's like the Energizer Bunny. She never stops.
Chuck Gonzalez saying, my bad, it's an inadvertent whistle. I think he thought that was going to go over and back, but Truong with some good body control in the air. So Gonzaga will have it. 5 on the shot clock. Up and under. And taken out of the air by Cochran.
Well, now 0 of their last 8 from the field, and not a bad little look, but just not converting on the offensive end. Portland on a 6-0 run.
There's Meek, pounded by Truong. And they will say a little bit too much. Maybe an arm bar by Truong. It's her first. You can tell she does not like that. Her energy level. She plays a lot of minutes, and she is relied upon to do so much, and especially now with Ejim already on the bench with 2 fouls, Truong cannot get into foul trouble. Fowler kicking it wide to Frawley. Now hits the cutting Fowler, and that one misses the mark. Cochran had it, but they say that comes after the buzzer doesn't go in anyway. And that will end our first quarter, a low-scoring affair here in Spokane. 2 of the best offensive teams in the league in a defensive struggle. It's 8-7, Portland on top.
Mr. Worldwide to infinity. You know the roof on fire. We gon' do this, we gon' dance like the roof on fire. Tell them, on fire. I tell them, I'm on fire. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but never care what you say. 'Cause it's a world turns out, what's gonna learn, let the secret right here don't play.
Valndersloot honored before the game. Their wife, Allie Quigley, here in attendance. Special day. While you watch West Coast Conference action, you can join the conversation using hashtags WCCHoops. And for the latest news, scores, and more, follow WCC Hoops on Twitter. Pretty emotional. She said, "I'm not gonna cry, don't make me do it." My partner here today, Jennifer Mountain, shedding some tears. It is one of those things when you see an athlete from high school. I was lucky enough to see Courtney Valndersloot play at Kentwood High School, and I said immediately, first time I saw her, I said, "Who is that?"
Yeah,
I knew Gonzaga had a special one. Now, nobody thought, you can't expect somebody to be one of the best point guards in the world, and you got to see her be honored here today.
Yeah, really special for me, and you know, I go back to that short time that I had with her and just in the recruiting process. And you knew she was special, but you know, like Coach has said, she didn't pass that quote eye test. But I'll tell you, I'm so proud of her when I watch her in the NBA, WNBA now, and she really has just developed into quite a player.
Just signed with New York after over a decade in Chicago, where she won the WNBA championship 2 seasons ago. She thanked you. She thanked Lisa Fortier, the head coach of the Zags, saying, "I'm so proud of where you've taken this program. You're always my coach of the year." It was a really nice moment for Lisa Fortier, and of course for the entire Gonzaga program. That jumper short.
Well, Gonzaga just 20% from the field right now.
Portland not much better at 31% on the corner. This is sheer no good.
Yeah, both teams just look really kind of out of sorts, uncomfortable, rushing things offensively.
Numa onto the floor and into the scoring column.
Yeah, I think she surprised herself there. She thought she was going to make that pass. And Cochran almost got a piece of it, but nice job of getting that high off the rim.
Peyton Numa, the redshirt freshman out of Highland Ranch, California. Nice lob over the top. Fowler could not finish. Cochran has it though, and she cashes it in.
Well, Portland doing a nice job of clearing a weak side, so they have that lob opportunity. Fowler, that's not one that she normally misses, but a good job by Cochran on the offensive glass.
Fowler 4 points, 2 of 4 from the floor. And 60% field goal percentage shooting. She leads the WCC. Stokes turned around. Fowler was on the deck, and it's going to be Portland basketball.
Yeah, she thought she was going to pick up a charge there. Did a nice job of getting back up off the floor to get the board. Little 1-2-2 here by Gonzaga. This is something that you'll see from them either out of a timeout, a made free throw. Like to put a little bit more of a tempo press on.
Portland, a pressing team. Sometimes those that press don't like to be pressed.
Yep.
Here's Shear into the lane and finishes.
Emmy Shear, really versatile, very athletic, very long. Doing a good job of getting to the rim there, and a big threat from the three-point line.
So Portland with the 3-point lead. Stokes. It's Maxwell, pull-up jumper, takes contact, and she'll head to the line where she's about as automatic as you get. And anytime you foul Berna Maxwell in the act of shooting, you know it's a bad thing for the defense.
Yeah,
95% foul shooter.
Do not want to put her at the line.
And Maxwell missing the first.
Wow.
Don't look at me like I did that. I just say the stats. That was no jinx, all right? Well, folks, one of the WCC's valued partners, Hercules Tires, wants to support mental health awareness by donating $1 for every free throw made during this year's men's and women's basketball regular season. The donation will be used to benefit Student Mental Health Initiative's conference-wide Hercules Tires, the official tire of the WCC and Mental Health Strong. Shear on the baseline, steps on that line, and so it'll be a turnover.
Again, I think a little too quick, kind of forced right there to create something. Portland's got to let it come to them. Great defense by the Zags.
Truong back onto the court, and checked by Shear. Truong almost carried the basketball. Instead, it skipped over to Williams. In the middle of the floor. Floater is good. Tough shot. Goes down.
Nice job of just curling off that right there, and nice that little mid-range jumper falls for her.
She had a great game at San Francisco last week. 17 points, 7 boards, hit 3 threes on 4 attempts. Known as a defender, and now Maxwell taking it away.
Well, and that's the 6th turnover by the Pilots. Maxwell coast to coast on that live ball turnovers. That's where you really can shoot yourself in the foot, giving up easy ones.
Maxwell, a couple of steals here today and cashing that one in. Another deflection by Maxwell. Now ball on the deck. Maxwell dives on it. It will remain Portland basketball on the alternating possession, but the nation's top 3-point shooter involved in other areas.
Well, you see just kind of a mishap right there. She gets the steal in the full court, and it takes it coast to coast. Nice little move to the rim there and an easy finish. And you know, right now Gonzaga has 7 points. Half their points are off of Portland's turnovers.
So the Bulldogs retaking the lead. Lob pass, Kaitutu, too easy over the top of Burton.
Again, you know, Alex Fowler pulls herself to the perimeter, opening up that backside. There's no help. Nice job of Portland of just going over the top.
Another nice touch pass. That lob pass can be difficult.
Yep, especially if there's no defense on the weak side, and Fowler with the steal.
She leads the WCC. That ball deflected out of bounds, and it's going to be Gonzaga basketball.
Well, great defense right there. Fowler, I think, just should have picked that ball up, kind of mishandled. Nice job of anticipating the pass. Just got away from her in the full court.
That could have been dangerous.
Yeah.
As bodies were flying. Thankfully, Alex Fowler getting up.
Well, she's certainly somebody they cannot not have on the floor.
No question about it. Went over 2,000 points last week. The #1 all-time scorer and rebounder in the Division I history of Portland.
Yeah, pretty remarkable.
The Australian native. You knew she was really good when she set foot on campus as a freshman, watching her, and she's only gotten better. Great ball movement. Oh, and somehow Stokes can't hang on.
Oh, unfortunate for Gonzaga right there, because that was a great look inside with the extra pass. Truong with the zip. Nice extra pass, just not able to handle it.
Oh, she's like, man, that was the easiest bucket I'm going to have. And somehow that ball's slipping out of her fingertips. You can see her shaking her head in disbelief. Fowler triggers the 3 off the front rim. And searching it down, Esther Little, the 6'2" sophomore out of England. A lot of international flair to both teams, especially Portland. 7 Aussies, 3 players from New Zealand.
Yep. He's done a terrific job of creating, you know, a great experience for the ones that were there in the beginning. And, you know, 10 players on a roster, that's a lot.
Kaitutu had her hands on it, and now it's lodged free, but somehow Stokes gets it this time. It doesn't slip out of her hands, and she finishes.
Very fortunate right there by Gonzaga. Portland doing a nice job of getting deflections. Just didn't come up with that 50-50 ball.
There's Fowler, one of the Aussies we were talking about. Gets it to Frawley, the Melbourne, Australian native. Oh, that one is blocked. Little getting her hands on the sheer attempt. Meek has it though, and that is money.
And that's a big bucket for them, pulling themselves back into the lead here, and that's what McKayla Meek does, is she does a great job of making big shots, doesn't force it. And there is a tip on that ball.
Yes, there was. It'll remain Gonzaga basketball. But Portland putting up a fight here with #1 on the line. The defense has been outstanding, and a little bit of luck as well. We got a good one brewing here inside the MAC. are back. It's a good one here between Portland and Gonzaga. Gonzaga missing their leading scorer for most of the first half. Yvonne Ejim has played just 6 minutes due to foul trouble. This is what the officials were looking at, and they will count it. That ball getting off the fingertips of Stokes in time.
Well, definitely got that one off, and then right before that there was a tipped ball, and it will go back to Gonzaga. Down by 1 with just under 4 minutes to go in this first half.
So Brenna Maxwell will get a rest. 14 points per game, the transfer from Utah. Gig Harbor, Washington native. The only Washingtonian. I take that back. There's a few for Gonzaga. There's Muma. Gonna get it to Little, and instead it will be a foul. Going against Little.
Good job by Fowler, getting inside position, keeping her off the board, using her strength. And again, Little 1-2-2 by Gonzaga. More of a tempo press.
Oh, beautiful feed down low. Playmaking from Truong. And it's going to be Little heading to the foul line.
Well,
Kaylynne Truong, without her sister, her twin sister, they're best friends. Her has only been able to play in 5 games this season. I feel like Truong is making up for the loss of her sister by doubling her production almost.
She really has.
Incredible.
She really has. And you talk to Coach Fortier, the confidence in which she's playing, she's talking about, I'm just letting her go, giving her the reins. It's her team. Run what you want. And like you said, you saw that last play, they've got to respect the 3, even though they're not shooting it very well right now. But she just gets them up in the air, goes by, creates, and she's got that floater, or she can kick it. And she's just done a terrific job for them this season.
It looked like she was trying to miss that on purpose, and Williams came down with the rebound. Now hitting the cutting Stokes. And she won't be able to finish, and Bruno brings it up for the Pilots. Did it look like she intentionally missed that?
Yeah, it really did.
Usually you see that at the end of the game when you're down. I've never seen that in the second quarter.
We'll just give her the benefit of the doubt that maybe that shoot wasn't good.
Zags down a 2-3 look defensively. Cochran at 6'6". Bruno flips it up. The back rim. And Truong with the carom.
Both teams defensively getting late in the shot clock against opponents, doing a nice job. Little battle of the zone defense right now.
Muma in the lane, and Cochran, the WCC leading shot blocker, is there.
I'll tell you, she just has such great timing.
And now Cochran hitting the offensive glass and drawing the foul. Coming up at halftime, fans, don't forget to stick around for the University Credit Union halftime show. The Courtney Valndersloot interview. Jennifer Mountain able to sit down with her and get her thoughts. And we'll also have Jersey Mike's first half stats. It's coming up at halftime. Second personal called against Kaylynne Truong. So Ejim, the leading scorer for Gonzaga, has been on the bench for most of this half. Now Truong also with 2 personals.
Well, if you are Coach Fortier, you've got to be happy with the fact that this is a 1-point game when your leading scorer and rebounder is sitting on the bench for a good portion of this half.
Called for steps. Another turnover against the Pilots.
And that's the 7th of this first half. Both teams, again, in a bit of a scoring drought. Portland just under 2.5, and Gonzaga 2:45 without a bucket.
So Truong remaining on the floor with those 2 personals. Checked by Bruno. Stokes gets it to Williams. And that one misses everything. Shear with the rebound, and now will push. And that ball deflected. She was trying to get it to Fowler, and they say last touched by a Pilot.
Yeah, got herself caught in the air there. She should have just gone up, tried to score that basketball, trying to make that extra pass, doing a great job here, but picks up the offensive foul. Truong coming over, and that could have been,
wow.
That could have been a really big call going the other way, but.
And not just a deflection, but it was Truong with those two personals, taking the chance to get those feet outside the circle, get them set, and she picks up the foul, which leads to Gonzaga basketball. Burton looking for Truong. And they call her for steps. So a pretty raggedy first half here between both squads. 17-16 here with just over a minute to play before halftime. 9 turnovers by Portland.
7 by Gonzaga.
The crowd wanting something to cheer about here with a minute left. Urging on the Gonzaga defense. Sheer pull-up jumper off the back rim. And it will be Gonzaga basketball.
Well, and again, you know, offensively, you like that look. Nice little dribble pull-up. Just really struggling from the field. 0 of their last 4. Both teams 0 of their last 4 from the field.
I know both these teams can play defense, but the defenses today have not allowed more than 2 straight possessions with points on either side. It's been a tussle. Williams splitting the defense, floats it up, won't roll in. Stokes gets it, and that one is good.
Well, Cochran comes over, kind of alters that shot, but Stokes with a nice, easy putback off the offensive board.
About 2.5 seconds between the shot and game clock. Kel Meek, the sophomore point guard out of Beaverton, Oregon, ball in her hands. Fowler just 4 points. Gets into the lane, kicks it out to Meek. Too strong. Fowler gets it in her hands, lets it go in time. And that will end the first half. Fowler, always positive, running around saying, good job, let's go. They have a little exclamation point to what was a first half where it was hard to find buckets.
Yeah, both teams just struggling from the floor, and you love her competitiveness. They get a great look from the 3, it comes off, ball's kind of batted around, but just to be aware of the shot clock going, winding down, and hits one right before half. Big bucket, puts them up 19-18 going into halftime.
First place on the line, both squads 12-1 in the WCC standings. Whoever wins this one in the driver's seat for that #1 seed in the WCC tournament in Vegas. Portland on top by 1 at halftime.
Welcome back, everybody, to the University Credit. Welcome back, everybody, to Welcome back, everybody, to the University Credit Halftime Report. Jennifer Mountain with Courtney Valndersloot. What a day. Have your jersey recognized in the raft. I actually had the privilege of coaching you your first year, and a certain pleasure for myself. But here we are. This is a really, really cool day. I mean, 4-time WCC All-Conference player, 3-time, I have the list, it's 6 pages of awards, but 3-time All-WCC Player of the Year. You have records in this gym in every category. It was too long for me to list. But tell me what this day means to you, seeing your jersey up in the rafters. What does this mean? And just kind of tell the viewers what special it is for you.
Well, it's really hard to explain. I think it's really hard to put into words because when I chose to come to Gonzaga, I never in a million years thought that my jersey would be up in the rafters. And when I look up there and there's some legends up there that my name is being mentioned amongst, and that's it's such an honor. It's so humbling. I had such an amazing experience here as at Gonzaga. I got to play with some of the best players, but also people. And they really, I credit so much of my success, my professional success, to just where I came here, because it was just such a great opportunity for me. You guys believed in me from the beginning, and it kind of just catapulted my career.
Well, you look in the rafters, and you're the only woman in the entire Gonzaga history to have their jersey retired up there. What does that mean?
Again, it's just so hard to describe. It's special. It's obviously, an honor, and I think there's probably some other names that deserve to be up there next to me. But I do feel just humbled and
player, man or woman, in the NCAA history with 2,000 points, 1,000 assists. I got to watch a lot of those games, and I was on the other end of some of those games. But when you look at today's game, and this is a big game for both teams, what kind of emotions does that bring back to you? Things that you did and the feelings that you had playing in this facility, the fans, just the feeling. And how big of a game is this for these guys today?
Yeah, it's a big game. I was just in there with them watching film, and I was thinking that the whole time. I remember how much teams wanted to come into the kennel and beat Gonzaga. They wanted to beat us. That was their goal of the season, and it's such an emotional time. It's a big game for them, obviously, because, first place is on the line. We didn't have a lot of those games, fortunately, but I know how big those things can be, and this is going to be such a great environment. What a special time for these girls.
Well, last question. Let's talk about your experience here at Gonzaga. Obviously, WNBA. How did your experiences here prepare you for the WNBA? 12 years with Chicago, now heading to New York. They're talking about the New York dynasty coming out, but what did your experiences here? What did you learn to prepare yourself for the WNBA?
Well, just how to be a pro. We obviously the way we played, the way we prepared for teams. That's like pro level stuff. And of course, at the time, I didn't know that. But then when I got to the pro, it was an easier transition for me, just being able to play in environments like this, where people want to come in here and beat you every single night. You have a big target on your chest when you're playing in the WCC, when you have Gonzaga. And that's like what it is in the pro. You're trying every time someone's coming at you every single game. So that did prepare me for the next level. Of course, that's why I credit a lot of my success to this.
Well, we really appreciate it. It's special for me because I actually get to be here. This was not planned, but best of luck to you in the next season, WNBA season in New York. And we'll be right back for the halftime report.
Gonzaga Athletics would like to give a special birthday shout out to Jackson Heineman. Happy 9th birthday, Jackson. This year marks the 50th anniversary of Title IX legislation, which helped pave the way for women to compete and succeed in sports at the highest level, creating opportunities and inspiring generations of female student athletes and leaders. In honor of this moment in time, we invite the community to help us celebrate and advance our women's athletic programs at Gonzaga through a matching gift opportunity. Please join us with a gift to support women's athletics at Gonzaga. Every dollar contributed will be matched up to $50,000 for each individual sport. Gifts of all sizes are appreciated and will help enhance the experience for our female student athletes. For more information, visit www.gozags.com, Women of Gonzaga. The Gonzaga women's basketball team has had a fantastic season, and you can join them in center court on Sunday, April 16th, for their postseason banquet to help them celebrate the success of the 2022.
Brought to you by University Credit Union, who invite you to experience
/events. For access to more exclusive events like this, you can get ahead by becoming a Zag member. For more information, visit gozags.com/Zag. A reminder, fans, the Zags return to the McCarthy Athletic Center on Thursday, February 16th at 6 p.m. to take on the Pacific Time.
WCC Halftime has been brought to you by University Credit Union, who invite you to experience the credit union difference. To learn more about the benefits of banking with a cooperative, visit ucu.org today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to the University Credit Union halftime show. Portland undefeated in WCC play on the road, 6-0 this year. They lead by 1 here at the half. Gonzaga 12-0 on their home floor. Something's got to give coming up.
WCC Basketball is brought to you by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
You're watching the University Credit Union halftime show. The 2 first-place teams in the WCC battling it out here in Spokane. Portland leads by 1, 19-18. Second half action coming up. back, time to take a look at our first half stats. Delivered by Jersey Mike's. What jumps out to you, Jennifer?
Well, the biggest thing is you look at the 3-point field goal percentage by both teams. Combined 2 of 17, shooting just under 12%, and then points off turnovers there are huge. Other than that, I mean, you look at it, it really was a defensive juggernaut. Both teams not scoring the ball very well. The Zags, I think, fortunate. I mean, it's a 1-point game, and they literally did not score for 7 minutes and 40 seconds in that first half.
Ejim back on the floor. Her jumper too strong. She's got those 2 personals.
And I think if you're Portland, you go right at her from the beginning because she certainly doesn't want to pick up a quick third and have to sit.
Gonzaga, the #1 3-point shooting team in the nation, almost 42% as a team. They hit just 1 in the first half. Portland's defense came to play and was disruptive. Meek, she's got a 3-ball, rattles it out.
A nice look there for Meek, and that's one that she really...
Great look, but swiped away by Meek, and she was on the baseline.
Yeah, almost snuck behind there. Great little entry pass. Got to read that weak side coming over if you are the Zags. But again, Meek doing a nice job. Just unfortunate she was out of bounds.
Truong looking away the defense. Whistle blows, foul away from the ball. That one will be whistled against McKayla Meek. And a nice job filling in after the injury to Haley Andrews, who was such an amazing talent in her 5th year at Portland, going down with a knee injury. And McKayla Meek has started since Andrews went down. And another foul away from the ball, this one against Maisie Burnham.
Well, you really got to credit this Portland team with that caliber of player that goes out. You know, they go on a 6-0 win streak, really. And most teams can't say that they do that. It's always a little transition period, but they played without her in the beginning of the season, coming back. Nice feed to Ejim there by Truong.
Yeah, that is exactly how you do it. Truong lost her defender with a little fake and then fed it down low for the bucket. I wonder if the lid will come off here in the second half for both teams. Meek, left-hand runner is good.
Nice little take there to the rim.
And then Fowler with another steal. She leads the WCC just under 2 steals per game. She's been active defensively.
Well, the thing about it, that's what she does. Like,
Egypt says, not in my house. Right into the student section. They are letting Meek hear about it.
well, so much for Cochran right there, right back at you. Nice timing by Ejim.
She says 2 personals, so what? That was too easy. I got the crowd buzzing. There's Burnham working on Maxwell. Flips it over on the jump hook, no good, and Little with the rebound.
Again, both teams getting some really good looks. You know, you like mid-range, you like little, jump hooks at the rim. They're just not falling. Both teams shooting 31% from the floor.
Here's Ejim, mid-range jumper. Maxwell with the offensive rebound. Out to Williams, feet set, that is true.
Well, Truong just does such a great job of creating and knowing where her teammates are on the floor with a nice dish.
Not a lot of buckets to be had here, but she's got 3 assists. Averages over 5 per game to lead the WCC. Fowler out wide to Meek, and they say once again stepped on the sideline.
Well, that's the 3rd time that that's been called in this game, and that's just court awareness. Not being used to being on the road, you just got to know where you're at. Because those are just unforced errors that you just can't have in tight games.
You're trying to get spacing if you're Portland to spread out that defense of Gonzaga in the length, then you step out even further, guess what, you're out of bounds. Turnover though, Meek is there.
Not a bad idea. Ejim did a nice job of sealing down low. And there goes Fowler to work.
She rips it and scores in the lane. Fowler with points 7 and 8.
I'll tell you, she's just so versatile. Offensively and defense. You talked about her steals. She's on the top of the press.
Truong, too open. And a 3-point shot is good for Truong, and the Zags now have made 3 of them. They average 8 per game.
Well, you knew it was just a matter of time, and that's a quality look right there that she's going to knock down if you give her that much time.
Fowler. Jumper is not good. Offensive rebound, though, will keep it on that end of the floor for Portland.
You go back again, just create and kick. Nice step through, nice job of just stepping in, and she's just calm and cool. Doesn't get too rattled. Great leader on the floor. And can score in so many ways.
And danger zone for Truong. She hits 3, but picks up her 3rd personal. There's 6.5 minutes to go in the 3rd. Ooh, big contact in the lane, no call, and Gonzaga has it.
Well, again, I think Burnham got herself kind of caught in the air. And there's that middle of the zone right there, but she got herself caught in the air thinking she was going to pass. Wasn't there.
Williams, short little jumper, rolls all the way around and down.
Well, Gonzaga doing a nice job of penetrating the zone and getting to that mid-range post area. That's just going to be too easy.
Gonzaga's made their last 3 shots in a row. Fowler hits the deck. Goes and gets it, spins around with her left and in. That was smooth, and she's in double figures.
Really nice move, and there's the transition D right there. You got to get back.
The quick answer from Williams. Gonzaga pushing, and it pays off.
Well, credit the Zags getting it out quick, pushing the tempo.
Now Gonzaga has made their last 4 field goals in a row. So the lid is officially off the hoop on both ends.
It is. Nice cut.
That's how you draw it up. Fowler with the assist, and that's how you run it.
Well, really good job. I mean, you know, how many possessions in a row Fowler scores the basketball. Now they go to double team. Frawley cuts in an easy 2.
Keely Frawley, the 6-foot junior out of Melbourne, Australia, with the perfect timing on the back door. Maxwell left open, corner pocket, and you can't leave the best 3-point shooter in the nation. She'll make you pay.
No, you do not. You cannot.
Portland wants the answer, and they have it.
Now this is the game that we thought we would see right from the get-go, but great job of opening up this second or third quarter, excuse me.
Maxwell back-to-back threes. And all of a sudden, neither team can miss. Crowd on their feet. Gonzaga with a 6-point lead. Ties their biggest lead of the game.
And again, you mentioned it, best 3-point shooter in the country. You cannot leave her open from the perimeter or she will make you pay.
Today's game is brought to you by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength by visiting HerculesTires.com. And by Nike, a proud partner of the WCC.
Gonzaga matching their biggest lead of the contest, 36-30. They lead the Pilots, and it's time to take a look at our Ticket Smarter WCC scoreboard. BYU with a big lead over Loyola Marymount. Anything else?
Well, San Diego 11-2 in the first quarter. A lot of games coming up tonight, 4 and 5 p.m. Big weekend though for the WCC. There's so many teams that can move, in the middle of the pack there, just one way or the other with a win or a loss.
Just 5 games remaining in the regular season of the WCC. Of course, the tournament in Vegas getting started on March 2nd. We are already at February 11th. It's down to the grind time of the season. First place on the line here between Portland and Gonzaga. On the floor, MJ Bruno. Takes it to Kaitu'u. And will they count it? No. Chuck Gonzalez says
on the floor.
That one on the floor, so we will head back to break. A short one. Both teams have been hot here in the second half. First place on the line. Come on back. Zaga has made their last 6 shots in a row from deep. They've been good, and it's our Hercules Tires strong move of the game. Hercules Tires ride on our strength. They made 1 3 in the first 20 minutes of this one. They've already made 4 in the second half.
Yeah, the lid is off, and just doing a terrific job of getting quality threes and knocking them down. I mean, you look at the first half compared to now. In the first 20, almost 23 minutes, they had 23 points. In the last 2:36, they have 13 points already.
Well, this is the type of offense that fans have grown accustomed to from Gonzaga, and now their defense with the takeaway.
Yeah, the 11th turnover by the Pilots.
Williams, pull-up jumper, and that one is money. 7 shots in a row down by Gonzaga.
Well, really good job of a continuous on-ball right there. They get you a mid-range jumper. Nice little free throw pull-up there for Williams.
Whatever Lisa Fortier said to her team to adjust at halftime, put the ball in the hole. They certainly have responded here in the second half. Kaitu'u in traffic, no good. Truong takes it out of the painted area, gets into the lane. That one won't go, breaking the streak of 7 in a row, but Maxwell rips away the offensive rebound.
She thought about that 3 for a second.
I mean, why not? Maxwell at 6 feet, a quick trigger. Now the floater off the the window, and yes, I do believe she meant to do that. It's such an easier shot from straight on when you bank that in.
Well, just a great job of creating her own shot. Like you said, she sets people up, but she's just so smart with the ball, makes great decisions.
Truong now 8 points, 5 dimes. Cochran, the Oregon transfer, 6'6", with a good assist down low. That one finished by Kelsey Lindsay.
Well, good patience right there. Portland kind of out of a flow offensively, but gets a look at the rim. Lindsay off the bench.
Portland with their offense coming alive as well. They've made 4 of their last 5 shots. Turnovers have been their issue. Another pull-up jumper by Williams, too strong. Stokes hanging in the air. And an unfortunate turnover as she hits the hardwood and is called for the travel.
Well, I'll tell you, Gonzaga right now getting really quality looks off the on-ball screen, whether it's right from the get-go on a swing and a continuous on-ball. But if you continue to give them mid-range jumper, Portland's in trouble.
Alex Fowler back on the floor for Portland. Gonzaga with their largest lead of the game at 8. It is 40-32 here with less than 2 to play in the third.
Well, and if you're Portland, you've got to get Fowler the basketball right off the bat.
So a foul before Fowler was able to catch that one, and Michael Meek frustrated.
That might have been the easiest
easiest
look she had all night.
Gonzaga's defense has done a nice job with Fowler. She's 5 of 10 for 10 points, but she averages 18. Just really hasn't had that run that we can see her. This time she catches in the lane and draws the contact. She'll head to the free throw line where she is an outstanding foul shooter.
Well, really nice job of executing baseline out of bounds. She makes a strong cut. And that's one, contact-wise, that she finishes a lot.
That's a third personal on Callie Stokes. So she and Truong now with those 3 personals. Fowler's free throw rimming off. She is an 81% foul shooter. And while you watch West Coast Conference action, join the conversation using hashtag WCC Hoops. And for the latest news, scores, and more, follow WCC Hoops on Twitter.
Well, 2 misses from the free throw line. Uncharacteristic. Again, here comes that on ball.
Truong, pump fake, gets her defenders to fly. Maxwell can't connect. That was all the way down and popped out. Truong will take it herself off the iron, and now Fowler. Gets it to Meek. Frawley had plenty of time. She'll toss it over the top. Pinpoint pass. Cochran had it, and Ejim with the deflection. Meek taking it right back for Portland. Cochran takes the lob inside, and she'll hit it with the left hand. And now a foul against Meek. Truong lines up on her backside.
Well, Coach Meek really frustrated. Feels like there's a lot of contact that's not being called down low.
Meek just went up, patted Truong on the back, said, "My bad." Love the sportsmanship.
Yep.
Those two have been going hard at one another on both ends of the floor. The 2 competitors, a lot on the line here today. Both teams 12 and 1. Truong deep 3. Oh, Truong hitting another one, and she's in double figures.
Again, Gonzaga doing a terrific job of coming off the on-ball. Portland went underneath just a little bit late, and you cannot give them that much room from the 3-point line.
Truong now with 5 assists to go with those 11 points, 3 made threes. Portland looking to play for the potential last shot of the quarter. Oh, but taken away. Stokes. And what a defensive play, turn it into offense for Gonzaga. Their largest lead of the game. And they head into the 4th quarter with all the momentum. This crowd on their feet.
Well, you see him coming off the on-ball again, knocking down that 3 right there. Just too much room. Truong's done a terrific job, and then the steal by Stokes out in the full court. Great anticipation. And a nice finish.
Courtney Valndersloot, the legend, they call her the General, one of the best that's ever played the game of basketball, honored before the game as Gonzaga leads. And this is the coolest thing you're going to see. Single session tickets to the University Credit Union WCC men's and women's basketball tournament are on sale right now. Use the QR code on the screen to get your tickets today. Put your phone up like you're at your favorite restaurant to pull up your menu. And you right now can buy single session tickets to the tournament in Vegas. Incredible. What world are we living in when this is a possibility?
It's the robot world.
Tournament in Vegas, always a good time. All the hoop heads out there, non-stop action for both the men and the women. And these two teams fighting right now for the driver's seat for that #1 seed and for the regular season championship.
And Gonzaga out of this break is in a zone trying to create a little bit of havoc. And right there, turnover, almost, yep, turnover.
Muma, the redshirt freshman, taking it away. Oh, and now Meek says right back at you. Had a lane to the hoop instead. She'll give it to Shear. She triggers the three, no good. Frawley with the O-board, and now to Fowler. E-Jim right in her face, and she scores anyway.
Well, nice job. She almost lost that going up, but stayed with it. You see her strength right there and the ability to finish with contact.
Fowler now with a dozen points to lead Portland. Now applying the pressure to Little.
Both teams coming out with quite a bit more pressure, trying to make things happen in this beginning of the fourth quarter.
5 on the shot clock. Williams, step back three, gets it off in time, no good. And Little tracking down the O-board over Shearer. And we'll say Meek underneath and will be called for the personal. And Meek, that is her third. Truong getting a brief respite. Muma with the takeaway.
Well, you knew she wasn't going to be out of the game too long.
No, she's played a fantastic ball game. She and Williams leading the way in the scoring column with 11 each. I mentioned Stokes, ball in her hand. She's had a nice ball game as well.
Yeah, she really has. I mean, crashing the glass, five boards, a lot of them offensive. Yep, that's a good call right there. Kind of shuffled her feet. And that's the 13th, both teams with 13 turnovers in the game so far.
Really impressed with the improvement of McKayla Williams this season. She's known as a defensive stopper, but she's become a scorer, averaging almost 8 a game, but you know, once again in double figures. That one is good. The three ball from Frawley.
That's a big shot right there. Kind of closes a gap a little bit. They were not in, you know, a nice offensive flow. Get somebody else involved.
Makes it a 2-possession game with a three, and now Meek in the lane takes it away, flips it over to Fowler, who saves it.
Great anticipation by Meek right there. Having a nice game on both ends.
The coach's daughter will trigger the three ball. That one too strong. Cochran reaching up for the rebound, and it's going to be Stokes called for the foul. How about 4 steals for McKayla Meek? Fowler has 3, but you mentioned it. Meek has been good on both ends.
Yeah, and again, just doing such a great job. Frawley cutting back. Oh, good look, misses it. Nice job of getting that one back.
Callie Stokes picking up the 4th personal on the last play. She has been so active. And now a collision. Michael Meek, the coach of Portland, unhappy right now that his team is not getting the call.
And I got to tell you, you don't see that kind of reaction from him too often. It's getting very physical down low. You can kind of see her arm. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Both teams fighting for it right now. The intensity level has picked up. Gonzaga built up that big lead, and now it has been whittled down. They led by 11, but Gonzaga with 3 turnovers in their last 4 possessions and nearly one there. Instead, it's going to be a foul against Meek, and that is her 4th. And she has really been the key to everything Portland has done. Already missing Haley Andrews. McKayla Meek filling in admirably, but she will have to rest for some time. It is the 4th quarter, 7 minutes to go.
Yeah, she'll sit for a few minutes and then get back in, but you know, Kelsey Lindsay did a really good job in the beginning of this season, kind of running the show for these guys when Andrews was out. So a role that she is used to being.
Possession game with the 3 ball. Gonzaga leading by 6. Ejim, the parting of the seas, a wide open lane.
Yeah, I didn't think she expected that, but a great take from the 3-point line to the rim by Ejim.
She has been saddled with foul trouble. 8 points, though, to go along with 3 boards. Fowler into the lane, kicks it out to Cochran. Couldn't handle it cleanly. And now back to Fowler, that high post area. She is deadly, too strong. Truong spin move, takes the contact, won't go. Little fighting for it. And she will be called for the personal.
A great move to the rim. Unfortunate, just a miss off the glass there by Truong, but smooth move and a little bit over the back contact right there on that rebound.
So 2 team fouls on Gonzaga this quarter, 3 for Portland. And will be in the bonus at 5. Gonzaga leading by 8, applying the backcourt pressure. 10 seconds already off the shot clock.
Well, and that's why you do it. It's a tempo thing. You know, they have 20 seconds to run a set and takes them out of their rhythm. Just a nice tempo press.
Burnham squeezing that shot off, and she will draw 2.
Well, a tough take, too, coming right in with the shot clock winding down with 5, trying to get herself to the free throw line.
She is a 75% foul shooter, very good. 42 of 56 this season. Under 6 minutes to go, down by 8, her team is gonna need them. She hits the first. A sophomore out of Liberty High School, started her career at Eastern Washington, which is just down the road here from Gonzaga.
Yeah, she was the freshman of the year in the Big Sky. Transferred in last year, kind of a role player this year, doing a great job, playing a lot of minutes.
Came off the bench a year ago, averaged almost 10 per game in her first season at Portland. Ejim reading the defense, fadeaway jumper, can't connect.
Good job defensively by the Pilots right there, contested.
Lindsay will pull it. And that one rattling off Ejim, skying for the rebound and gets it to Truong.
That's a pretty good look for Lindsay, and that's what she does. She is a shooting guard, great at the 3-point line.
She's made 23s this season, can't get get that one to go. Would have been big. Maxwell just off the back rim. Williams tipped it, but Fowler comes away with it. And she will absorb that contact, hit the floor. The 4th team foul. So Portland will have it in the backcourt. Portland hanging around here on the road. They are undefeated on the road in WCC play. And Gonzaga 12-0 overall here in the McCarthy Athletic Center. So somebody's gonna take a loss for the first time in that scenario.
Well, and Gonzaga has a 17-game home winning streak.
And a sold-out crowd here today with Courtney Valndersloot, the legend, in the house. Kaitu'u, her pass sails on her, and Williams with the pickoff.
Again, that's when you just cannot afford turnovers.
Maxwell looking for a foul. That shot well off. Instead, a foul called underneath. So under 5 minutes to play. It's our last timeout on the floor. Still in the balance. Gonzaga leads by 6.
Resale partner of the WCC. Nothing beats the power and excitement of live events like TicketSmarter. Visit TicketSmarter.com today. And by Cal Hope. Visit calhope.org today for free mental health help. Today's WCC action is brought to you by TicketSmarter, proud to be the official ticket resale partner of the WCC. Nothing beats the power and excitement of live events like TicketSmarter. Visit TicketSmarter.com today. And by Cal Hope. Visit calhope.org today for free mental health help.
Welcome back to Spokane. Gonzaga leading the Portland Pilots 47-41 with first place on the line. Gonzaga picked to win the conference this year, had a 14-game winning streak before being upset on the road at Santa Clara last weekend. Portland's lone loss this season to Gonzaga on their home floor a few weeks ago. Gonzaga, though, it hasn't just been dominance in the WCC. They put together a really challenging schedule. Lisa 48 getting a win against Louisville, at the time ranked 5th in the nation. A close loss versus Marquette. And then got the win versus Tennessee in non-conference action. Also fell at Stanford. But this Gonzaga team has been tested, and that is why they're top 40 in the nation in the net ratings.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you talk about elevating your possibly if something happens. So just done a nice job. And that Louisville, Tennessee weekend was huge. Other than the fact that they lost the Truong sister to an injury.
Yeah, that part is too bad. There is a chance that Kaylynne Truong, who was hurt after the 5th game of the season, will come back this season. She was cleared to begin basketball-type activities this week, which would be really big. It would be
Kaylynne, I mean, she's just been terrific and so much confidence.
Both of them were preseason all-WCC picks. But Kaylynne Truong, who just took that foul, she has had to do it for most of the season without her twin sister. The two are best friends out of Houston, Texas. And wish her a speedy recovery so the two sisters can get back to playing together. I mean, to think about two sisters able to be D1 players and play together, that's just an incredible story.
Yeah, really special situation. Doesn't happen very often. But they are really good together. It's that twin thing, you know? Well, an offensive board off a missed free throw. You know, if you're the Pilots, you know, you got 4 minutes left in the game. You cannot turn the basketball over and then give up an offensive board off of a free throw. That's just mistakes. And then possible hit the three.
Exclamation point. And Truong kissing the sky, her 4th made 3 of the game. She's got 15, and that was a dagger.
That was huge. And another turnover.
Truong head up. Little hesitation, and she'll take it all the way, just short. Ejim fighting for the rebound. And that one last off of a Pilot.
Well, 16 turnovers for the Pilots. They've just got to, I mean, they're down 11, you got 3.5 to go. You've got to get stops. Inequality looks at the other end.
Maxwell taking a screen from Ejim and then puts it on the floor. Baseline jumper is short. Stokes with those 4 fouls back on the floor, and she comes away with another key rebound.
Oh, she's done a terrific job on the offensive glass.
Fowler applying the pressure. Her 2nd personal is called. And that is 5 team fouls, so Truong will head to the foul line.
Well, and you know, you look at second chance points. Gonzaga right now 13 points off second chance opportunities.
Hustle.
Yep, absolutely.
Truong, an 85% foul shooter, calmly sinks the first. Makes this a 12-point game. In a low-scoring game, a 12-point lead feels like 20.
Yep.
And she hits the second.
And she's just putting this Gonzaga team on her shoulders right now, making big plays, good decisions, and big shots.
Coach Fortier saying of Kaylynne compared to her sister Kaylee, she says, yeah, Kaylynne is the chill one. She came out second. She's just more relaxed. Meek, nice drive. And that is called a block. Maxwell's feet in that circle area. So Meek with those 4 fouls back on the floor for these final few minutes. It's going to take an epic comeback, though, for Portland to climb back in this one. But I'm telling you, Gonzaga pulled it off last weekend.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about it, if you're scoring with the clock stopped at the free throw line, that's a good thing. But you've got to make sure that you get stops, make them go a little bit quicker at the defensive end.
Meek gets both of those foul shoots. Full court press coming. Truong saying, whoa, 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 slow down. Maxwell says, not when I'm open. She lets it fly. Ejim in a fight for a rebound. Bruno coming away with it.
Well, that would have been a big one if when it went down, but.
And now Frawley with the attempt from deep, and Ejim pulls in the carom.
Well, just a great decision here by Truong. Slow it back up, use time and score situation, use the clock.
Time on the side of Gonzaga for sole possession of first place in the WCC standings. Just 5 games remaining in the regular season.
When we kind of go back to the first half where both teams not scoring a lot of field goals right now, Gonzaga one of their last 8, and Portland has not scored a field goal in the last 6 minutes.
Ejim knocking it in. And coming up at 5 o'clock, Santa Clara, who just knocked off Gonzaga last weekend, taking on the Gales from St. Mary's. Ejim, they call her Vani, the 6'1" Canadian out of Alberta, Canada. Knocking them in. Quick 3 from Burnham is nothing but net. And Portland needed that.
Yeah, they did, and that's exactly right. A quick shot, a good shot, and they've got to set themselves up. You know, opportunities. They've got to make Gonzaga go a little bit quicker and not put them at the free throw line.
Best player on the floor today has been Gonzaga's Kaylynne Truong, the 5'8" senior out of Houston, leading the WC in assists. What a game.
Oh man, she's either set her teammates up for success, hit big shots. She's just so smooth, making great decisions. She knows when she needs to score for this team and has done it at all different levels tonight. Just a really solid performance.
Right in front of her coach, Lisa Fortier, and then giving the kiss to the sellout crowd here inside the kennel. And it's got to be a big moment too. I don't care if you've gone to Gonzaga or not. Courtney Valndersloot is one of the best point guards that's ever played the game.
Well, and with those free throws, Truong just went over 1,000 points, which is huge. Just announced in the gym tonight for her.
And the student section giving her an ovation. What a big moment for her to do that in front of one of her idols, the best player in Gonzaga history, Courtney Valndersloot, one of the best point guards in WNBA history. Honored here today with her jersey lifted up to the rafters, the first woman in Gonzaga history to have that honor. And after a slow start to this one, Gonzaga coming alive, and there it is, Courtney Valndersloot. Hanging up there with 4 men's jerseys. Dan Dickow just honored recently.
Last week. Also number 21.
Also a point guard. I sense a theme.
And a Washingtonian at that.
There you go.
Yeah, Vancouver guy.
Now under 2 minutes to play, 12-point lead. Truong has been leading everything for Gonzaga. Ball bouncing around. Of course, Truong has it. 3-ball. Oh, that would have been one of the highlights for sure. It rattles out, though.
This place might have erupted if that would have gone down.
I would have.
Ball batted all over the place. Stays with it, and a good look.
Truong, part of the WCC All-Tournament team last year. As Kaylee Stokes picks up her 5th personal. She was the energy player for Gonzaga today. One of many, but certainly pulling down some crucial rebounds.
Yeah, I thought she did a great job of just keeping plays alive. 6 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. And just, you know, more of a factor. Sometimes things don't show up in a stat sheet, and I thought she had a nice game for them.
Frawley's free throw, rimming out. She had 9 points, 9 boards at San Francisco last week. One of her best games of the season, gets the 2nd. And now the takeaway. Fowler takes contact, and the clock will stop. So 90 seconds left. And if you're gonna pull off a crazy comeback, adding points at the free throw line with the clock stopped is certainly a good way to do it.
That, and you just got to get quick steals. And in Portland, I mean, they they put themselves on the line. This is what they do. They put a lot of pressure. You know, missing free throws though, it's not going to do it for you. Portland just 5 of 9 from the free throw line.
Stokes has already fouled out. Ejim has 4. And now the pressure from Portland, 10-point game. Ejim gets it to Maxwell.
Good decision by Maxwell. She could have advanced that, but just time and score situation, again, being smart.
She had little, but time more valuable than 2. Now Truong will make something happen. 8 seconds, getting the double team. Maxwell rips it away from the defense. 3 on the shot clock. Got to let it go at the buzzer. Couldn't have drawn it up better. And the quick whistle, Fortier saying I didn't want a timeout.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be an inadvertent whistle there. Either that or it is a clock issue.
Chuck Gonzalez, longtime official, explaining to the crew on the opposite side of where we are. And so Sean Martin will run over and let us know. And they're going to go run over and review whether or not this leaves Bruna Maxwell's hand in time. It felt like it. Yeah, that's an easy call.
Yeah, I think what they're doing is when that ball went through the hoop, looked like there was a minute left on the clock. And right now it's at 57.2, so there may be some added time on the clock here.
Clearly the shot counted, so we'll see. Bruna Maxwell, starting that career at Utah, played there 3 years, Pac-12 honorable mention a couple of times, part of the Pac-12 all-freshman team, had 83 made threes as a freshman. And coming back to her home state, the Gig Harbor, Washington native, winning a state championship. A chance to catch up with her before the game. She said, yeah, this is just a perfect spot for me. I'm really happy here. And she certainly has added so much to Gonzaga's lineup. Ability to stretch the defense with that quick release. I don't know if there's a quicker release and at 6 feet.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about her is, like, a lot of times you see great shooters and their feet have to be set. She has such a great high, quick release. She can be sideways and let it go. And like you said, she stretches the defense day in and day out and has added so much to this Gonzaga squad.
Maxwell, one of 4 Bulldogs in double figures. Strong leading the way with 19, and then 3 others with 11. Maxwell, Ejim, and Williams with 11 points. Part of a 12-point lead here against Portland. And so there will be 59.8 seconds put on the clock. We've worked it out. And now Portland calling the timeout. They will have 1 left. Gonzaga has all 4. Well, fun atmosphere here inside the kennel.
Well, and Portland just one of their last 7 from the field, and we talked about, and they've done a decent job of getting themselves to the free throw line, just have not taken advantage of it with the clock stop.
Alex Fowler trying to will her team to a win. She's got 13 points, averages 18, and Portland only putting 48 points on the board, so they average 71. The defense for Gonzaga has been good.
Yeah, you got to credit Gonzaga's defense. Fowler just not having a typical night. Nice little cut there and feed to Burnham for the finish.
She gets the assist.
Yep, Coach Fortier is going to call a timeout and advance the basketball.
Portland does apply that pressure. It is what Michael Meek has instilled in his time at Portland. Not a lot of teams that press like that full court.
Yeah.
As much as Portland. They don't do it as often because they lost Haley Andrews and some depth, but they still can bring it.
They bring it day in and day out, and even in the half court, they mix things up so much that they just take you out of your rhythm, and it's hard to prepare for, especially, this week it's a single game, but if it's a Thursday, Saturday where you have one day in between with Scout, it becomes very difficult for an opponent because you can't simulate it in practice.
Michael Meek has guided Portland to 20-win seasons, 2 of the first 3 years with the Portland Pilots. And at 18-6, you'd imagine they're going to get to that mark again this year. Fantastic job with the Portland program.
He's done a terrific job.
And I love his high school roots.
Yeah.
Spent time in the state of Oregon.
Southridge High School.
Yeah, there's been a few good ones that have come through there, like Cameron Brink.
Yeah.
Of course, his own daughter, McKayla Meek, who had a good game so far, but obviously right now her team trailing. She won't be really happy with the 9 points and 4 assists, but I think she's done a nice job filling in for Haley Andrews.
I think she did a terrific job, and not just with 9 points and the assists, but I thought defensively doing a nice job of anticipating, getting deflections, getting steals.
What does this game do in terms of setting things up for the WCC tournament? Gonzaga in the driver's seat now for that #1 overall seed, but it would not be a surprise if these two meet eventually for the title game, with both teams already have secured the double bye.
Yep.
And so with Gonzaga winning both matchups this year, as you take a look at the WCC standings,
You know, but even with the BYU win today, you know, they're going to go 9-6. They're still going to be 3 games behind. I mean, like you said, there's 5 games left, so there can still be a lot of movement here and there, but both these two teams looking to go in unless something dramatically happens in the next couple of weeks, you know, in a great situation where they could end up in that championship game together.
So Gonzaga will have the 2-0 advantage in the regular season if this score holds, which 12-point lead, 42 seconds to go. They need Reggie Miller.
Right?
There's Meek taking the screen. The thing about Fowler, she's definitely not just looking for her. She is a willing and able passer. Having 3 people on her, she kicks it out. Frawley can't hit. And Truong, another rebound. She's done just about everything for this team. 5 assists, 4 boards, 19 points.
Well, you go back to Alex Fowler. You're right. I mean, she is a complete player, and like we mentioned in the beginning, a Player of the Year candidate. I mean, I really feel like it's going to come down between her and Ejim for that, you know, award at the end of the season. But I mean, she does everything for this Portland squad.
2,000-point scorer for Fowler. Over 800 rebounds. And for 4 years in a row, she has just been so steady.
Yep.
Takes double teams and triple teams
every night.
Yep. And still finds a way to make her team better, whether it's passing, rebounding, scoring, and a 60% field goal shooter. And Kaylynne Truong getting an ovation from this crowd after a stellar performance.
Well, Portland's going to call their last timeout, advance the ball. You know, this is probably more of an execution, late game situations, make sure we learn something day in and day out for something down the road.
Well, you coach until that final buzzer because each situation, as you said, never know when it's going to come up. And that one possession come tournament time or towards the end of the regular season could be the difference between a win and a loss. So Michael Meek bringing his team over, giving instructions. And these special situations, there's only so much practice time. Do it in a game live. You don't want to give things away.
Right.
But you also need to have your team be ready when the time comes.
Well, and you run them against somebody else as well. I mean, in practice, you know, everybody knows what you're trying to get out of it because you're running it, you know, so many times. But
yeah, you're not going to trick your team.
But it's a good learning tool, and you know, like you said, execute against somebody else in a late game situation. It comes in a couple weeks, maybe.
Meek, the Portland, Oregon native, gets it to Burnham, and she drills that 3, so there you go. And onto the floor for Gonzaga. Gianna Riley able to dribble out the clock, and the first place showdown with 5 games left in the regular season goes the way of Gonzaga. It was a slow start, but their offense really heated up in the second half. For Jennifer Mountain and for our entire crew, thanks for tuning in. Gonzaga gets the 10-point win and first place in the standings for now.